Justin, what you saying, my guy?
What's going on, man?
Look where we at, dog. You're still on the road like you always are.
I am someone's nursery right now.
Hey.
But at the end of the day, we are here. We're here.
Let's take a look what we got going on tonight in our show rundown. We welcomed back MARCELL Jacobs to the track and field world. Also welcomed back Sydney McLaughlin. So we got to talk about that. You know, I got a lot to say about that, Justin. There's been some track beef off the track. A little bit of RG3, Michael Johnson. NCAA's happened. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that happened this week. So check it out, Justin. You were there.
It just was fire from the beginning to the end, from the start of the 4x1 all the way to the 4x4s for both men and women. The times were crazy, man. Like, I felt like I was watching a professional race. I felt like I was watching a lot of professional race. It was a huge showcase, man. It was love.
What'd you think about the whole Britton situation, yo?
Man, I didn't understand why they wanted to go out there to do the 400 hurdles and the 400 with not enough time in between. She really had less than an hour to get ready for the next event. In that 400, I mean, it was a fight to the finish. And I think she taxed herself going into the 400 hurdles, man. And it's not like she hasn't done it before. If you look at her track record, she accomplished that before, but with more time in between. You know what I mean? But valiant effort to her, man. Britton is a true talent, man. She declared to go pro now, bro.
I know, like, man.
How do you feel about that?
HSI now.
I mean,
what else could she do?
She's out there trying to make history, bro. We know that she can win the 400 hurdles. We know that she can win the 400. She went for a double that's never been done before. So what else does she have to do? Is she going to try to do the process all over again next year? Go pro.
I'm just saying, what is a professional track and field athlete though, dog? Like she's sitting pretty with some NIL deals. She got another year where she can chill, be spoiled, have everything taken care of. Yeah, she may not get the big check, but she's pretty well off. She could score a few more NILs until something's clear cut as far as what a professional track and field athlete is. I don't want to force these kids to run professional track. What is it?
But you're taking out the process of glory, though. It's not always about the bag for some people. It's about winning Olympic medals, world championship medals, becoming world champion. Bro, she could have stayed in college and got the bag, but she'd have been NCAA champion 4 times over. You know what I'm saying? Like she's doing her thing. She wants to get that medal. Britton has done everything she can do in the sport of in the NCAA level. She wants to get that glory, man. She wants to get those medals around her neck.
It is what it is. I think
did you see her semis though? Did you see her semis in the 4? How she cruised?
No, the semis was dirty. It was. But I got to be honest. From a while ago, Jade noticed Rhasidat.
But you know who I also liked a lot? That's in the collegiate system at the moment. Irish Rhasidat Adeleke. Even Michael Johnson said, when this girl learns to use her arms, she's going to be absolutely dangerous. I didn't even know Ireland had black people like this.
I compete against myself a lot as well, so I want to always, better my last performance. And I put a lot of pressure on myself as an athlete, so.
The way you see her, how long she is, how long her legs are, very Athingmo-esque. She's going to run way better outdoors because she's going to have that space to really, really open up.
The Black Irish, dog. Black Irish. She still ran fast, 49.2. Like, we don't even know if Britton would have beat her anyways. There's Diamond League happened. You know what I'm saying? This is the best Diamond League of the year so far. Crowd-wise, vibe-wise, presentation-wise, and face-wise. So we got to see your boy, MARCELL Jacobs, in that 100 meters.
I think
welcome back, MARCELL. Welcome back. I wish I had the welcome back music. Oh, I know you already disowned him, though, dog. You ain't said nothing about Michael Norman in months, dog. That's messed up, though. You could have at least held him down, dog. You and Addo were so hyped. Because y'all were checking me like I was something wrong with me. Yeah, none of y'all do the Michael Norman time no more.
You might as well clip Andre, too. Because you ain't talking about Andre in a minute. But we ain't going to talk about that right now.
I've stuck with Andre. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Everybody obviously wanted to know what this guy was going to come with. There's a lot of talks happening. Him and Noah were in the press conference, and Noah seemed very, very confident. Now, you see, MARCELL was never really in the race. He just looked flat, dog. He looked like he didn't have no power. He had no turnover. He looked like he just wanted to come out there. It was good to see him out there. I must say, it was good to see him out there. He took licks, but
you're gonna take licks.
You are.
That's the name of the game.
That's what's gonna happen. He erased all of his Instagram. He put a post out. This is really deep. Despite knowing that it was no way I'd be ready to achieve the results we all hope for, I chose to go to the field anyway, knowing well that many probably...
Stop right there. If you knew that you wasn't ready, you don't have to show up. What's the pressure? It's not like you live in paycheck to paycheck. You are showcased now. You are the showcase. Show up when you're ready. Who do you have to prove to? You know what I'm saying? A world champion? You're the Olympic champion. That's what people are going to remember. People who are not even watching, who are not even in track and field like that, they're always going to recognize the Olympic champion above a world champion. So you have it right now, bro. Take your time, get yourself ready.
I think it's a lot of pressure, dog, because all of us are talking like, yo, where the hell is this guy? It sucks because obviously he wasn't ready, but you're the Olympic champion, so you got to perform. And unmissable came the criticism, the attacks, the mockery of those who don't know and don't even imagine how complicated the life of a professional athlete can be. In an instant, all the achievements seemed to be worthless. To us, you seemed all right.
It's mixed signals. You know what I mean? Like, you're out there, you're doing all these promotions. Like you said, you're flashy. Those are times where you should be working on, you know, getting back healthy. Those are the times you should be doing your rehab. You're known to be an Olympic champion, Olympic sprinter. So that's what we're looking for.
I think that this type of mentality, if this is what he was going through, it should have came out before. We'll be like, okay, look, like, this guy's dealing with some stuff, you know, okay, cool. He's never going to be like an American sprinter, doc. Like, you guys are just constantly running. You're very durable. And it's a different mentality. He might be more of like a, you know what I'm saying, a special Ferrari. You know, you get one or two good races out of him, really good races, but he ain't going to be one of those guys, I think, that's going to reign supreme as a champion every single time and starts busting heads everywhere. He doesn't seem like that type of sprinter to me, Doc. For someone like him, for how he sounds right now, that COVID Olympics was perfect for him. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot less for him to deal with. He could just race. Just me and the guys, like, okay, let me do my thing. But that's not the real world of track and field. The real world of track and field is all this criticism. It's all the eyes. It's all the heat. It's all the crowd. It's big moments. And we're really going to see what he's made out of, because this is kind of telling. He's human.
So do you feel that him pretty much deleting his page, right? Do you feel that is a sign of him getting right? Or do you feel like it's just another way of him kind of maneuvering around the drama that's going on and the pressure?
My first response, he's feeling beatable. He's facing some realities right now. It's actually caught up to me now. Like, I have to perform now. It's going to be a reckoning for him. I have many fears. I am aware of all of them, many that I have faced and overcome. And I will be born again, overcoming the obstacles life is throwing in my way again. I will succeed, because I will never let anything or anyone stop me from dreaming and striving to achieve my goals! !
Now, towards the end of this post, I'm riding with him. I'm cool with that, because now it shows me that you focus, you dialed in. The glitz and glam ain't taking over anymore. You kind of working with what you need to do. But at the same time, don't worry about nobody being on your side. Don't worry about the masses being with you, because guess what? There was not that many people rocking with you before you crossed that finish line in Tokyo. Now when you cross that finish line, now you got a lot of people that's on your side. Always stick true to who you are. That's it, bro.
Who's the fastest man in the world right now? Is it Noah Lyles or is it Fred Kerley?
What discipline we talking about?
I'm just talking about, you were saying, yo, that's the guy. Who's the guy?
If we talk about time to time right now, I have to go with Noah right now.
Wow, you are very disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful, man. Because
Fred ain't lost yet, dog. We've seen Noah lose a few times, yo. Fred hasn't lost.
Hey, you're right. You're right.
You're
I'm with you when you're right. No, I'm with you when you're right on that one.
Okay,
I'm going to have to retract that. He hasn't lost yet. He's undefeated.
You know, I'll be getting on Fred sometimes and doubting him, but I will say this. He has been handling people, and Omiyalo is close to Noah. You're nowhere near Fred. He's giving licks upon licks. You got to move on to welcome back Sydney McLaughlin. We big up Sydney McLaughlin, yo. Because, yo, I was just happy to see her out there, dog. I didn't care about the results. I was happy to see her out there. It's Sydney McLaughlin, yo. That's our name in the sport. Let us see you. That was it for me. That's it for me. And as far as the actual race, I think I should apologize to my lady Paulinho, because I don't know if you remember a show we had earlier in the year.
Sha'Carri won, but it wasn't a pretty uneventful race.
It was lackluster.
Yeah, Marlita Paulinho came second. Most of y'all don't know who that is. I found out who she was at that championship. That doesn't say much for the event.
I know who she is now, and she has some real talent, yo. But check out how Sydney took this out. Everyone's talking about how she took it out, and everyone's talking about how fast her 300 and 350 was and all that. When I saw her take it out, I was like, oh my gosh, she really is going to run that 47 or 48. But look at Paulinho's strides, dog. Her legs are up to her rib cage. The way she moved by Sydney was impressive. And now Sydney, obviously, I've never seen her strain like that, but it's an open 400. It's different. Like the 4 hurdles is a rhythm race. This is actual, you're running. So that's new for her. Paulinho obviously showed that she's a definite gold medal threat.
I love watching Sydney before her race when she's dialed in. I feel like she took it out like she is in a 400-meter hurdle race, and that's how she usually does. She attacks going into the first half of the 400-meter hurdle race, and she basically like wants everyone to pace off of her. But once again, she's in a whole different race. She's in a whole different environment with other competitors, right, that are new and dominant in their own field. Paulinho, she's a veteran at what she does. She knows how to win in those circumstances, and she showed that. She had a deficit. Sydney put her at a deficit early in the race, and she stayed true to what her form was, and she came back and was able to get it done.
Yeah, you know what I was tripping off of, dog? That looks like a flat. That's the picture I saw right there. I was like, yo, she's running the flats. Oh, yo, this is a real training session, yo. Then I was like, yo, so then she really might be on some 47 shit. So as you can see from this view right here, it has a little bit of spikes on them. I don't know. Maybe there's a bunch of tech going on in these soles. Because
I've had an opportunity to hold those type of spikes, right? They're really cool, man. They're like a racing flat, like you said, but they have the spikes at the bottom. But inside the sole of the shoe, you have that carbon fiber. So it feels like a spike when you're running. They're really high tech, man. It's going to give you that comfort, but it's also going to give you that stability when you're sprinting.
Look at you, dog, trying to get a New Balance deal.
Sign me up.
A real salesman there. They give you the comfort and they keep. Now, I don't know if y'all heard, but Michael Johnson and RG3, they kind of gotten some issues online, dog. Every year, RG3 does these on cameras. So he's done that 2 years in a row now. Last year at NC's, this year at NC's. A lot of people liked it, right? What he was saying was you don't play track and field, you run it. That's why track and field is the only real sport. Everything else is just a game. That's what he said in his opening, right? Michael Johnson put a tweet out. He said, track athletes would love some of that just a game, real money, and respect that's lacking as in the only real sport of track and field. Love RG3, but a little much on this one. And put a question mark and a laughing face, right? But Michael realized he misinterpreted something that RG3 said, I guess. So he deleted the tweet. But RG3 already saw it and screenshotted it, right? So that he responded, you deleted this tweet, but I still saw it, MJ Gold. All respect to you, OG, but you are mischaracterizing the message. I have never heard a legend of football downplay the excitement for uniqueness of football. Yet here you are. I'm trying to build up the sport and its athletes through exciting and engaging broadcasts, stating facts. You don't play track, you run it. Go out there and try to play and you'll get embarrassed. That is something track can hold on to and promote. It would help if legends like you helped build the sport and its athletes up by not constantly tearing it down for no reason. So that's RG3 telling Michael Johnson, telling him his place.
I actually agree with RG. I think there needs to be a change it needs to be a change in our sport, bro. We need to be more exciting. We are trying to follow the pace of tennis and golf. We're not that. We are sexy. We're exhilarating. We're exciting. We're fast.
100%.
That's what we need to be.
I agree with all of that. You know I do. My issue was RG3 has no business telling Michael Johnson how he should talk about track and field. He has no business doing that. I don't care how many touchdown passes you've thrown. I don't care if you're a Big 12 champion. Okay, cool. But the fact of the matter is, track and field wasn't your first passion. You went and played football, which is fine. Football is your first passion, and football is your first love. If I ask you what your favorite sport is, you're going to say it's football. So you don't have the same passion and investment that someone like Michael Johnson has, let alone the accomplishments, what he's doing is counterproductive. Because if he's talking about pushing the sport forward, you can't embarrass legends like that. You can't. This conversation has to happen behind closed doors. You can't publicly front a Michael Johnson in front of everybody. They could have spoken privately, and that's what should have happened if he really wants to save the sport. If he doesn't notice that, it just looks like a publicity stunt to me. Because I went through his Instagram. The only 2 track and field posts he's had was this year at NC's and last year at NC's. Aside from that, he ain't saying shit about track and field.
I disagree on 2 folds, respectfully. The fact is RG3 made a statement. Michael Johnson replied to the statement. So it opened up the door for RG to reply to what Michael Johnson said. That's man to man, bro. That's man to man in that situation. He's just out there saying, hey, I got to defend what I'm saying. And it's true, though, but it's all about the sport. It's not about the stats. It's not because we understand from a stats perspective, Michael Johnson is here. We understand that. But RG3 loves track and field. Personally, I know that because I've been on the track where RG3 is training for football, and he still uses track as a conditioning and still was jumping hurdles for conditioning. So he loves track and field.
Let me make something clear. Him being able to speak to Michael Johnson has nothing to do with his track and field stats or prowess, whatever it was. There's people that are in the track and field world that weren't that good necessarily, but they're still in the world. I'm coming from the standpoint of how, Devin Allen was in the NFL, a level up from college. Can you imagine Devin Allen going on Twitter and publicly checking Jerry Rice because of how he's talking about the NFL football? Like, you're always negative, man. You're the problem with the sport, Jerry. It's you. You're the problem with the sport. You should be like me and how I talk about the sport. I played NFL football. I could talk about this. You should be as excited as me. That's the exact same thing. And people would think it was different because that's the level of track and field is at right now. Because you'd be like, oh, it's not the same thing because track and field is considered to be lower level. Michael Johnson is our Jerry Rice. He is our Jerry Rice. He's one of the legends. You cannot, sorry, Robert, you cannot publicly front on Michael Johnson. That's my only issue. It has nothing to do with whether you're right, whether you're wrong. I love your passion. I love what you're doing for the sport. I want to see more of you. He should not be checking Michael Johnson. So Michael concluded with this tweet. Okay, let's agree to both do what we do best. I'll keep looking for solutions to the actual problems, and you keep preaching to the choir for claps and likes. Together, we'll get there. Final tweet, he said, when trying to bring successful change, it's important to build the athletes up, motivate, inspire the fans, and push the people in charge to do better. The key to unsuccessful change is just to hate on everything, shift blame to the athletes and complain. Track needs you, MJ. Gosh. Track needs you, MJ. Your voice holds power. How you use that power is up to you. You can change the sport for the better. I'm here to help with the first approach, whether legends in the sport like yourself like it or not. Give me back in camera for this. I need to look in the camera and say this. Michael Johnson's wrong all the time. I look at Michael Johnson like the drunk uncle that you just loud him, yo. You loud him. You don't say shit. This is drunk. This is drunk Nate. Let him be. He'd be just this. And if someone says something to him, you got to check him, because that's family. Justin, with all the stuff you did, I would say even not you should not check him publicly. And even Addo Bolden wouldn't say something like this. Even the tweet I put out, Addo liked the tweet. He knows this shouldn't happen. This is going too far. Especially when I've seen you talk about track 2 times in the past 2 years.
He's entitled to his opinion. Now the whole banter back and forth, then yes, okay, Michael, let's talk about this off record, right? Because it's not a shot at Michael. It's more about let's get this done together for the sport. It's for the sport. That's where it should stay at. It's not about taking shots at Michael or Michael taking shots at RG. It's about making sure we're all on the same page when it comes to the sport and changing the narrative of the sport. And I have so much respect for Michael for what he did, because he helped pave the way for me as an athlete and helped me be able to say, okay, I want to get to that next level and achieve something too, right? But if anybody came to me and commented on my post and I didn't feel some type of way about it, I'm going to reply, because you replied on a public platform instead of coming to me and DMing me first.
All right, let's just agree to disagree, man. I know. Let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this. Is the credibility of the legends of the sport important as far as the sport moving forward?
Absolutely.
Robert, let's just take a time out for a second. what you're doing, while great and rallying the troops, as far as the bigger picture, you singling out a legend and assuming the position of the guy that's going to lead the charge for track and field, that's not the move. He responded to my tweet too, respectfully, and said, it was me and Michael were Baylor guys, we just disagree on this. But I thought it would have stopped there. They kept going on for 2 days. 2 days. And we'll see how it pans out. The other side of the track beef was Ray and Addo. Addo put that video out like there's people out here putting news out there with no facts. And Ray responded and was like, I know he ain't talking about me, but they're on both sides of the spectrum. Addo's the corporate guy. Ray's, with the people. Ray has an audience. Addo has another audience. He's thinking more corporate interest. Ray's thinking about connecting to people. And that's how some people like to talk at that range where Ray is. I like Ray's stuff. I like Addo's stuff too. But they just see things differently, so I can see why they would buck heads.
I see where both sides coming from. You know what I mean? But there's certain topics that you have to handle correctly. You know what I mean? So if you have it, put it out there. You don't dangle it in front of everybody.
Have a conversation offline. That's the way to sum up the whole thing. Have a conversation offline. Some of the good times that happened this week. We're just going to talk about some of the good performances that stood out. Obviously, Sha'Carri Richardson's 1073 down on Cravont in Star Athletic Series was impressive. It was windy, but she looked kind of easy, dog. She had the afro puffs out, you know what I'm saying? Looked like she was just hitting some positions, running that 1073. What'd you think of her run, yo?
Oh, dominant. Like how she's been dominant all season, man. It's her home track, home field advantage. She ran against pretty much her teammates. But at the same time, she put down the numbers. She put down the time. You can't control the wind. You don't know what it's going to be. All you can do is get out there and haul ass. And that's what she did. The form looks great. She's stepping down. She's coming through the line. She shows a little swag. Boom, boom, easy. That's what we doing. Getting ready for nationals.
You know that Cravont's been doing this thing, right? This cat went to Turku, ran 995 with a 1.0. You know it's the first time anyone's ran 9 seconds at that meet?
Well, you know what? I ran in Turku. Golly, man. He out there smashing, dog.
What'd you run there?
Look, I ran 10-11, dog. I ran 10-11.
They say the track is slow, dog. Look at the people in the race. Look, Reese Prescott just ran 9 seconds a little while ago. That's a dominant performance. Going into the USA.
This man is moving to the point. Like I said, I got to see him run rounds. And I'm not saying that he's not legit, but the fact is that's the gauntlet. When you got to run the prelims, a semis, and a finals, and you got to show up for the finals ready to go within maybe an hour to 45 minutes after the semis, that's where I want to see where he's at. You know what I mean? But right now, he's moving up that list from dark horse to podium status. He might upset a lot of people. He's really in the zone right now, bro. He's really in the zone.
Did you see this? Acceleration was nasty. He really pulled away from them cats. Yo, USA is getting a bit more and more interesting by the day, dog. More and more interesting. Yo, since we're talking about Sha'Carri though, like, are we still not aware of where Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is?
We're not aware, but word of the street is it might be some kind of like small knick-knack injury that's preventing her to run correctly. Do your thing. You know what I mean? We want to see you 100%. We want to see you A+, because that's where you're really entertaining. So if she's injured, if she got a little knick-knack injury, heal up, get ready, and come out and shine, because that's what we want to see.
Well, she put a post out basically saying, just a girl from Waterhouse who continues to dream and believe. See you at national trials.
There you go.
Oh, guess that's where we're going to see her for the first time this season.
Are you sad about that? You sound pretty sad about that right now.
I just feel like I want to see her more. And you know how I am with the stars. I want to see them more. She's one of the people I want to see more. This was on Facebook. It wasn't even really put out there like that. I wish I would have saw her talking to a camera saying this. I don't know. Jamaicans been on my head about, you can't tell Shelly, over talk, over to this, over to that. It's not even about that. I just want to see more of her. I just wanted to see her talk to the camera. That's it. I'm done making requests. I'm not trying to have Jamaicans cussing me every day, dog. So
I'd rather see an A+ Shelly than a C+ Shelly. So whenever you're ready, show us that A+ again, like you've been showing us.
I'll take a C+ Shelly, dog. She'll be A+ down the line, but let's just see her. I want to see her. But it leads perfectly into our next segment, which is going to be a running segment of Keeping It 100.
Keep it 100.
I saw this post that came out, right? with Tyreek Hill welcoming Lionel Messi into Miami. Welcome to Miami, blah, blah, blah. And he's like,
now we got 2 number 10s, but I just want to know which one is the fastest.
I told you guys that Tyreek is going to use track and field and sprinting to make money in another way. Not racing track athletes. He's going to race other stars, celebrities, sports athletes, whatever it is. That's what he's going to do. And this is exactly what happened. Now, there's so much respect being put on Tyreek, right? But look, I came across this video.
What's the cheetah guy from football? I can't remember his name. Where's Mark? What's the football player who thinks he's fast name?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. I would coach Tyreek Hill to run track.
That's how track people view Tyreek Hill's speed. He's a non-factor. He doesn't exist. He's not even, we don't talk about Tyreek. He's not a part of our world. There's this hype of Tyreek and his speed. When it comes to real speed and real sprinters, it's not the cheetah guy. That's what it is. He's not a part of the real speed world. Yeah, you're fast. You're not sprint fast. But this is a problem with the whole respect thing that's coming with track and field. We're being put in a position where the sport is being taken away from us for people who just want to run against other people, when actually the people who are the best in the world at running should be getting most of the pub, most of the money, and most of the respect. And there's no respect right now. Our legends are getting punked. We're not seeing our stars. The way that we can really take the sport back is to have our stars out there. We have the Shelleys, we have the Sydney McLaughlins, we have the Noahs who's out there, we have the Freds who's out there, and we have the Sha'Carris. We have what it takes to have the sport move forward. There's no respect from a legendary level, and there's no respect from obviously what people are actually doing level, because we want to see Tyreek Hill race Lionel Messi. I don't want to see that. And the reality is we're not seeing our stars enough. Emmanuel Acho put a video out this week. It was perfect timing.
In order for athletes to get paid, there has to be an ecosystem. In the NFL, in the NBA, the ecosystem is very simple. More fans, greater TV deals. Greater TV deals, more money. More money, athletes get paid more. But in track, that ecosystem is turned on its head. The top athletes don't always compete. But then you got to think about the different beasts. Think about Shelly-Ann, Fraser-Pryce, Athing Mo, Elaine Thompson, Sydney McLaughlin, respectively. We've seen them run a collective 3 times all year. I named 4 athletes and only 3 times. Now I get it, particularly for the Americans, it doesn't make sense for you to run when you have a bye to World Championships. But here's the issue. When you are selfishly wise, which I believe these athletes are being, you are undermining the ecosystem of the sport. If you want to raise awareness for track and field, you gotta step on the track. You gotta lace it up. You have to compete. It's the only way.
We have to see our stars more. We have to. Now I get it. I get the argument that there's not enough money. The athletes should get what they're supposed to be getting to. Listen to me. The athletes, first and foremost, have to do their part. And if they're holding up their end of the bargain, then you can check the organization as far as what they're doing. If you're out there showing out, if you're actually being entertaining, you're being engaging, you're connecting to fans, you're actually relishing in the sport and showing people what it's all about, the value raises. Then the organization has to step up. And if they don't step up, another organization will step up. But the athletes have to take control of what they can. You raise the value, raise the eyes, you raise the people that want to come in, and you raise more interest from other people, so you don't have to depend on an organization that may not be coming through for you right now. But you have to make sure you're at least doing your part. You guys have to be out there. The sport cannot grow if we don't see our stars. Period.
Oh man, Noah had me rolling with that one, man.
Crazy, right?
At the end of the day, I get what you're doing from a Tyreek standpoint. You know, you're going out there just racing fast guys from other sports, whatever like that. But it becomes more of a dog and pony show when you're out there racing soccer players and baseball players and things like that. You know, unless you're saving the best for last, does it really matter? You know what I mean? Let's come over here where it really counts. The home of speed is track and field.
I just want people to understand that if you want to go watch that, you're basically having some steakums instead of actually having an actual T-bone on the grill. Why? Why would you want that? But yo, Justin, I think that this was a cool first pilot episode. Yo, something different. Yo, why don't you have RG3 come on? That's your boy, ain't it?
I can do that. Let's do that.
Have him come on, yo. Maybe we can get him and Michael on at the same time. Yo, I think we can make it happen. I legit think we can make it happen. But yo,